Today we're going to be looking at solving linear equations by graphing. So where our key concept is, I've written in the steps for solving equations. So the first thing you're going to do is rewrite the equation so that all terms are on one side of the equal sign. So what we usually do is we usually put them on the right side. We write the related function, and what that means is basically that we're going to write it as y equals. We're going to make a table just like we did yesterday. We're going to graph the function and we're going to find the solution. The solution is where the graph, or the line, crosses the x-axis. So let's just look at some examples. So the first example, example A, notice that it already has all of our terms on the right side. So there's 0 equals 1/2 x plus 3. So I'm going to graph it like I did yesterday, and just think of the 0 as a y equals. So I'm going to pick some values of x. Since I have a fraction, whatever the denominator is tells me what I should go by so that I don't have to deal with decimals. So since it's a half, the 2, I'm going to go up by 2's. I'm going to start with some negative numbers. So -2, 0, 2, and 4. So if I plug in -2 for x, half of -2 is -1. -1 plus 3 is +2. Plug in 0. Half of 0 is still 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. Plug in 2. Half of 2 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Plug in 4. Half of 4 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm going to plot these. -2, 2. 0, 3. 2, 4. 4, 5. If you look at my line, right, my solution to the equation is where it crosses the x-axis. Well, I can't tell where it crosses the x-axis because my numbers haven't gone that far, my line, my points. So I have to go a little bit further to the left. So I'm going to need to pick some more values. That's okay. So I have to extend my table. And since I know that they're going to be more negative, I'm going to pick -4. So half of -4 is -2. -2 plus 3 is +1. So I go here, still not crossing the x-axis. So now I'm going to pick -6. Half of -6 is 3, or sorry, -3. -3 plus 3 is 0. So when I plot this point, I can tell that's where it's going to cross the -6. So I'm going to apologize in advance that I'm not very good at plotting these on this. So I'm going to use this to help me. So I can tell my line, right, it crosses at x equals -6. So that means that my solution to the equation is x equals -6. So let's look at B. This one, not everything is on the right side of the equation, so I have to move everything first. So I'm going to move the 2x first. So I subtract 2x. So 2x minus 2x cancels. I'm left with 5 equals. 2x minus 2x over here cancels also, so I'm left with equals 3. Uh-oh, my variable's gone. That's okay. I still want to get everything on the right side of the equal sign. So this 5 I need to move over by subtracting 5. 5 minus 5 is 0, which is what we want. We want the left side to equal 0. 3 minus 5 is -2. Now that everything's on the right side of the equation, I replace the 0 with y equals -2. Now remember from yesterday, when we only have one variable, it's either a horizontal or a vertical line. Since this is y equals -2, it has to go through -2 on the y-axis, and all of our y values have to be -2. So no matter what I pick for x, the y value is going to equal -2. So that means it forms a horizontal line. So again, I'm going to use this to help me because I have trouble drawing lines. but I have a horizontal line through -2. So since it does not cross the x-axis, this means that there is no, I still have the line on, hold on, there we go, there's no solution. So let's try 2 more. So see, I can tell that not everything is on the right side of the equal sign, so I'm going to move it. So I'm going to move the 1 first to go with the -2 because they're like terms. Since it's a positive 1, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 1. So I get 3x equals -3. And again, I know the easy thing is to just solve for x, but we're solving by graphing. So I'm going to get everything on the right side. So next I'm going to subtract 3x. So I get 0 on the left side because 3x minus 3x cancel out, equals, I can't combine these because they're not like terms, so I'm just going to rewrite it, -3x minus 3. Now that 0 is on the left and all my terms are on the right, I replace the 0 with a y equals. So now I'm going to pick values of x. So I'm going to use -1, 0, 1, and 2. So -1, if I plug this in, -3 times -1 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. -3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is -3. -3 times 1 is -3. -3 minus 3 is -6. -3 times 2 is -6. -6 minus 3 is -9. So I'm going to plot my points. -1, 0, 0, -3, 1, -6, 2, -9. I'm going to draw my line. And I can tell it crosses the x-axis at -1. So my solution is x equals -1. Last one. This one again, I see everything on both sides, so I need to move it to the right side. So I'm going to subtract 3x. 3x minus 3x cancels out, and I'm left with 7. 3x minus 3x cancels out, and I'm left with 1. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead, even though the variables are gone, I'm going to go ahead and move everything to the right side. So I'm going to subtract 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. 1 minus 7 is -6. So now that I have 0 on the left side, I replace it with a y equals -6. I only have one variable, and it's a y, so it has to go through the y-axis. And it means that all of my y values have to be -6. So no matter the x value, the y value stays at -6. So if I draw my line, it's going to be horizontal through -6. Since it does not cross the x-axis, and that's where our solution to our equation is, that means that this has no solution. All right, and that is how you solve an equation by graphing instead of algebraically. I know it's a lot easier to solve it algebraically. You won't use this very often, but you need to know how to do it in case it ever comes up. So go ahead, fill out the Google form that's below this lesson. Ooh, moving the y equals -6. And then you need to go ahead and start your homework. Have a good weekend.